Hello, welcome to Wednesday. Well, I continue on with my biographies of the apostles, and today we're looking at James. Well, which James, I hear you ask? James the Greater? James the Less? James the Just? Or maybe even James the Giant Peach? Well, no. Today we're looking at James the Greater. Who is he? What did he do? How did he live for Jesus? How did he die for Jesus? Well, James the Greater and his brother John, sons of Zebedee, well known in the Gospels. The Apostle James is a son of Zebedee, and Salome, the father of James, Zebedee, was a fisherman on Lake Galilee, and he was a man of some wealth. He had a good business, and we know that because Zebedee had his sons, but he also had hired help. When Jesus came and called James, he called him and he was mending his nets with his brother. And they left their nets where they were, left them with the hired help, and followed Jesus. Goodness me, if they were the sole owners of the business, they couldn't have just left. But they did. They followed Jesus and left the business with their father and the hired help. It's interesting that James and his brother John are given a nickname by Jesus. The nickname is Boanerges, or Sons of Thunder. What a nickname. And we see that James and his brother John are men who are committed, men who are engaged. When they say yes to something, they're there 100%. James was one of the inner circle of Jesus' friends. The gospel tells us oftentimes Jesus would go apart and take his inner circle with him. Peter, James, and John. James was there at the Transfiguration. James was there at the raising of Jairus' daughter. James was there at the important parts of Jesus' life. James was there at the resurrection. And James was there at Pentecost. This fierceness, this committedness was seen in James's life. Some may say he was impetuous or hot-tempered. But James was committed. James followed Jesus, listened to Jesus, knew him and followed him. James's mother, on their last journey into Jerusalem, came to Jesus and asked him, "Can my sons sit at your left and right hand when you come into your kingdom?" Well, not knowing what kind of kingdom Jesus was really bringing about, Jesus said it's not his place to offer that. But could James drink from the cup that Jesus would drink from? That cup that ultimately was persecution. Now, James didn't know this, but in determination and commitment, he said, "Yes, I can drink from it." And ultimately, this is what he did. When Jesus rose again and the Spirit came, James lived his life spreading the message of Jesus, and ultimately spread the message to King Herod Agrippa. Well, Herod was not keen to hear about Jesus not fitting into what he thought it should. Herod ultimately made James pay the ultimate price. And James was the first martyr recorded from the apostles. James was quite a young man when he died, but he gave his life willingly for his Lord and Saviour. This man of hot temper, of strong commitment, was willing to give the ultimate price. James was one of the apostles who was very close to Jesus. He was part of the inner circle. And friends, for us, Jesus calls us to the inner circle too. We can learn a lot from James. May you be blessed today.